we roar in her name. Red heart and no clang, we fly with the light. She bumps straight, egg keeps our path tight. Mama's wisdom roots in the land. We barter, we build with sheepdog's hand. We are the Roar Room family and tribe. We speak, we heal, we manifest the vibe. Heaven on earth, we craft and we trade. Truth is our rhythm, love is our blade. Come with your gifts, your voice, your spark. We shine together, we light the dark. This is our temple, our sacred boom. Welcome, beloved, to the Roar Room. We roar, we light the dark. Roar Room is now live. Welcome to the Roar Room. Welcome to the Roar Room.
Welcome to the War Room. It is
Where'd it go? Is that Daffy Duck?
10:25.
He'll pull Cartman out.
Who did that? Who did that? Anyways, welcome to the War Room. Glad everybody's here tonight. It is Thor's Day. We survived Hump Day, right? That was awesome. That was the day after Taco Tuesday. It was kind of. So we are in October. Tomorrow will be November. The next day will be December. So don't blink. You may miss a whole month.
That's a Kenny Chesney song, Don't Blink.
So we had a good chat this morning. We uploaded that to Rumble. Check out the Rumble content. You see all the different videos. If you're behind, the good thing about the chats is if you don't like what you're hearing, you can fast forward it, go to the next piece. But a lot of people share different things throughout the chat, so don't skip too far ahead. But a lot of really great information, not just coming from the War Room, but also the tribe as well. So we appreciate everybody's participation. That means a lot. And with that, it was a beautiful day. How about everybody else? Beautiful day?
Yep.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood?
No, cold, rainy, and overcast here.
Well, I went outside and it was a beautiful day and I made a video about it. And you are welcome to share that tonight. It was cloudy, but it was beautiful.
Well, don't forget to share it with us.
Huh?
Don't forget to share it with us tonight. Are you going to share it?
Yeah, I tagged you in it on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw it. It was beautiful.
Yeah, we ain't been on Facebook.
There was a whole bunch of stuff on there. I haven't
Yeah.
gone through it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. That's what I was saying.
So
I sent you something in Messenger on Facebook, Sheepdog. It's that video I was talking about. My bandwidth's just too slow up here to try. We've got problems in the mountains. We had a beautiful day at altitude in the Rockies today. I think the high was 78. Very clear. Didn't see a lot of spraying. And the clouds I did see looked pretty natural. So maybe one of the million people that got fired from the government yesterday and today were running the cloud seeding operations over our area. But we had a beautiful day here. The weather's here. Wish you were beautiful, to quote the Jimmy Buffett song.
That's the way to be, Gand. It was beautiful here in Phoenix as well today. Hot. It was 100, but this is. I've been here since 1976 full time, and it never cools off here until Halloween. And tomorrow is supposed to be about 100 again, and that's still really nice for this time of year. Last year at this time, within this last week, it was 117 degrees, 113 degrees. And it's always like that until Halloween, and then it finally breaks. But this year we're getting a little bonus month, so I'm happy about that.
Okay, I'm gonna try to share this shape.
Okay, because you sent me the link to
the show.
the live Gandalf.
Yeah.
Wrong.
I'm gonna try to share my video, so bear with me.
All right. You got it?
What was your day, Nadine?
Yeah, for some reason, the sharing option is different.
It was good. I'll go try to take a picture of the up in the mountain when the mountain with Bud tomorrow, so you can see like the all the trees turning and stuff.
Hey,
Oh,
Bug.
awesome. Hey, Bud. So
I cut his sock supply off, so he's pissed.
Give us 1 second. Gandalf, you're gonna have to resend me a link. I'll play a clip here. Watch. Oh, here it is.
is that it?
You're living in your own private Idaho. You're living in your own private Idaho.
Keep up the path, beware of the game. Watch out for signs that say hit it right way. Don't let the glory in your eyes blind you to the up of the prize. And I'll wait for you at the bottom of the bottomless blue, blue, blue.
You're living in your own private Idaho. You're living in your own private Idaho.
Keep up the path, beware of the game. Watch out for signs that say hit it right way. Don't let the glory in your eyes blind you to the up of the prize. And I'll wait for you at the bottom of the bottomless blue, blue, blue.
The retriever.
Love my own private Idaho.
Beautiful up there.
So you guys did see it, so I did that right. Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
saw it and I shared it. I saw it and shared it.
yeah, I was trying to present it on here so everyone can see it. So if you tell me where you said something, Gand, about a post that you wanted to share.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to send it to me.
Yeah, it's probably on his Facebook.
Okay, let me go look.
Okay, I just tried to put the Facebook link in the private chat, but if see if that comes up for you, Sheep.
All right.
And while we're waiting on the video, I just want to reiterate that today was Gandalf's brother's birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Brother's birthday.
Yeah, it's Gandhi's birthday.
Gandhi.
Gandhi.
Happy birthday, Gandhi.
He's not alive anymore, right?
Yes, he is.
He is.
He's still alive.
I think all of them are
Yes.
dead. So I don't.
Well, he looks so life.
He looks a little preserved. That's true. That's true.
You don't die. You just leave your vessel.
Did that link work? Sheep?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. Okay, here we go. And share screen here. There we go. So the flat Earth versus round Earth argument is approached with a possible proof by hashtag U.S. military. I am not a flat earther or a round earther. I am a flound. Hashtag flound. Not flat, not round. We are not given an actual correct answer in the information shell game played by our industrial military complex. Not navigational advice, just life advice. All right.
In 2002, the U.S. military quietly admitted something that honestly should have shaken the world's trust in GPS. The signals you rely on every day can be completely faked without a single satellite involved. They called it GPS spoofing, the ability to generate artificial location data so convincing that planes, ships, and phones all believe it's real. And it wasn't just theory, they had already tested it. That year, reports surfaced from naval training exercises in which entire fleets were fed false GPS coordinates. Ships appeared miles away from their actual position, radar matched the fake location, and onboard computers logged every move as if it truly happened. The operators couldn't tell the difference. The military framed it as a defensive capability, a way to protect against enemies hijacking navigation systems. But if the same technology could spoof satellites from the ground, it raises an uncomfortable question. How do we know our GPS data is coming from space at all? In one test, engineers set up ground transmitters broadcasting GPS-like signals over a wide area. Civilian receivers locked onto the fake data instantly, treating it as authentic. No orbiting satellites, no rockets, just transmitters on Earth imitating the official space signals. If ground systems can replace satellites perfectly, then where's the proof satellites are even involved in day-to-day GPS navigation? Around the same time, security researchers began demonstrating civilian spoofing devices. Some could fit in a briefcase, projecting GPS signals powerful enough to override those from space or from wherever the real ones originate. They proved a truck could think it was on a different road, a ship could be steered off course, or a drone could be hijacked mid-flight, all without touching the sky. And here's the part no one talks about. GPS receivers don't verify the source. They simply take the strongest signal and assume it's correct. Whether that's from a satellite 12,000 miles above or a transmitter sitting on a mountaintop, the device can't tell. The system is built on blind trust. So when the military openly states they can replace, override, or simulate GPS entirely from the ground, it turns the satellite story on its head. If they can make your phone, your car, or even an entire airline fleet believe a signal came from space, maybe the whole network was never in space to begin with. Back in 2002, they didn't just reveal a security flaw. They revealed the possibility that satellite navigation might be the biggest magic trick in modern history. In 2002, the US military quietly admitted something that honestly should have shaken the world's trust in GPS. The signals you rely on every day can be completely faked without a single satellite involved. They called it GPS spoofing, the ability to generate artificial location data so convincing that planes, ships, and phones all believe it's real. And it wasn't just theory, they had already tested it. That year, reports surfaced from naval training exercises in which entire fleets were fed false GPS coordinates. Ships appeared.
Yeah, next time it does it, you just remove screen.
So it does it as well. So what they're saying is that the loudest voice is what gets heard in the yelling directions games from computer to computer. So if someone just has a louder transmitter, that it can change your direction, it can make you think that the directions you have are correct when you're going to a false location. Doesn't that sound like the same strategy of the narrative war that we're in with the mainstream media? Without even discussing this, whether or not this is a flat Earth proof, because of the way that direct line communication functions. That's a very technical discussion, and we'll lose everybody. But the real thing that I took from the video was that the loudest voice wins, and that turns it all into just a big shouting match, and I just thought it was very apropos that you can completely redirect someone's existence and tell them that they're headed to the right location when it's completely false, made by a nefarious source, but it overpowers your directional capabilities.
Yeah, I think that video fits in real well with the times the last 4 or 5 years. It's just like anything. It's look here, not over there, and as apropos.
Have any of you seen like the phenomena in the sky in Colorado? It's like a webcam that shows something in the sky. It's sort of iridescent and it's really cool. I have a video if you'd like me to show it. But I don't know if any of you have been following it or.
No, I haven't seen that. I look at the night sky every day when I can see it.
Yeah, this is actual footage on a webcam.
There was something, a silver ball or something in Mexico, and they posted it like over a month ago, and then they just reposted it a few days ago. I'm like, you know.
Yeah. Do you guys want me to show it?
Sure.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and
I'm not sure what it is, but
coming at us really fast.
Yeah, let me see if I can do this again here. If somebody will mute my mic, not my computer mic, but my.
There's something in the sky, Colorado, and
This one is for the.
Colorado, and you can see this planetary-like object. It seems to be getting closer because it's getting larger, and it's really, if you've been over to this live webcam, sometimes you can't see it because of all the cloud cover. Let me get over here, you all. This is, let me get right here. Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. So let's look at this. I've got this in the time loop, and if I can push this button, I think I might have paused it. You can see it rotating as it's on here, this object. Look how the holes, they're not always in the same spot, but wherever this planetary-like object is, it is going through a rotational phase as it's going across the sky. And not all the live webcams show this. And there's some that say, oh, well, that's just a reflection, a lens reflection. Well, no, it's not just a lens reflection. There's something in the sky, and it's like the size of a planet, and or perhaps maybe a second sun. You know, is this like a sign of like a binary system in our sky? Good day, everyone. Thank you.
No, I don't think it's Project Bluebeam. Sorry about that.
Colorado. And you can see this.
What do you think of that?
I haven't seen that in the sky. I'm not sure whether that's over in the Western Slope or not. But the night sky has been pretty clear the last 4 or 5 days.
It's Wolf Creek Pass, and it's a webcam
that's way up in the other corner of the state from us. Wolf Creek Pass is on the way to Durango.
Yeah, I've been following it for a while. It's interesting for sure.
Well, how long has that been being observed for? If it keeps getting bigger, I mean, going back to what Gandalph was saying, I mean, if it was the globe theory you're talking about, you think I'd be able to see it from Arizona. If it was just over Colorado and it keeps getting bigger. Colorado has its own new moon.
Yeah, I haven't checked out like any other webcams. Most webcams are in a city, so you would like monitor what's going on within a city. I'll have to find some more like say nature cams to make more conclusions about because I'm not really sure what that is. It's not a water droplet on a lens. I mean,
Well, the matrix is sort of crumbling, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's breaking down. I think it was in pre-show. I made the comment that the 1.5 million or million government employees that have lost their jobs yesterday and today. Hopefully, there were a bunch of people in NOAA, NOAA, the National Atmospheric people stuff. If they're the ones that are always prognosticating the weather, it'd be the best department to do that would be the ones that are engineering it. So hopefully a bunch of those people on the flight line lost their jobs and those planes can't go up anymore. I know that's a very optimistic thought, but I would love to see the trails stop.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. With all the government employees going, I have some relatives, my nephews, have different family members that they're on the chopping block. I haven't heard anything, but this is what's got to happen. It's inevitable. I mean, it's I don't know. Some might say it's sad. Some might say it's a great thing. But to be cutting what is it, 90% of government to just clean house. I mean, it doesn't take that many people. It's just all fluff money. So it's interesting to see what's going to be happening this next week or two.
Would you like to guess the last time that there was a year-over-year reduction in the total personnel and within our government infrastructure? Would you like to guess the last year that happened?
Never.
Never. Never 30 is when that happens. Never 30. This is the first time we have ever had a reduction in federal government size in, I don't know, 150 or 200 years. I think Jackson actually had a small reduction, and that was what, 165 years ago. So never.
You got to start somewhere.
The number that I have been tracking adds up to as much as 1.5 million people within government that are gone. The entire department's liquidated. And I sold GIS contracts for years. I know a lot of people in that world. And the contract numbers have been slashed. And there's an estimate of about 3 million government employees, primary government employees. No one really knows how many people it is, but it's about 3 million. So 50% would be, that sounds like a very Trumpian cut. Just cut them in half. Make everybody work double and come back to the office and work 2 times the productivity.
So 3 million. So basically 1% of Americans are government employees.
Yeah, isn't that an interesting percentage there? Don't we always talk about the 1%ers?
The 1%ers.
Yep. Well, that was my throwing in the beginning in the not flat, not round, but flound. I was once lost, but now I'm flound. You see, I'm a flound earther up there in my tag, #flound. But that's what I had, Sheep. Otherwise, I will snarkily comment on whatever you've lined up that is ludicrous in our realm, which I know you have.
Well, if you're going to say the word ludicrous, you've got to say it like Mike Tyson.
I love Mike Tyson's new rev of Mike Tyson, because he released a THC gummy that's at the shape of an ear with a bite out of it.
Yep.
And I thought that was just amazing.
And I bet you Holyfield gets a percentage of that.
Yeah, and if you buy a case, it's however many rounds that Holyfield fight went. Yeah, that is perfect. I'm sorry to interrupt, Chief.
Two Delta
I was
planes
muted.
collided.
Sorry. Say it again.
Delta flights.
Oh,
Today, Delta flights in collision at LaGuardia Airport in New York with one wing partly ripped off. Somebody was asking about it in the chat, so I posted it on the wall.
right. So here's from a NASA technical report server, a linear aircraft model for a rigid aircraft of constant mass flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth is derived and defined.
I sent you the FOIA CIA document
Yeah.
that says it's flat, non-rotating.
So the derivation makes no assumptions of reference trajectory of vehicle or vehicle symmetry. The linear system equations are derived and evaluated along a general trajectory, including both aircraft dynamics and observation variables. So rigid aircraft flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. All right, so we go to, this is testingtheglobe.com. This is about CIA, Russia, NASA, the U.S. Army documentation.
'40s, 1948. This is an
Let's go back.
okay. So in the 1930s, we had both Auguste Piccard and the Russians sending up high altitude balloons, and they're looking out and they're not able to detect curvature. So we go forward about a decade to the 1940s, 1948. This is an official CIA, look up here, CIA.gov, okay, CIA declassified document from the Russians. I'm going to pull it up here in Adobe Acrobat. It's a little easier because I've already highlighted some stuff here, same document. All right, so the subject is Earth measurements, 1948, Moscow, Russia. Outer gravitational field and shape of the physical surface of the Earth. They're trying to figure out the shape of the Earth. Wait a minute. I thought we knew the shape of the Earth since Pythagoras and Eratosthenes, right? Well, apparently the Russians didn't get the memo. A study is made of the coordinates necessary for the solvability and uniqueness of solution of an integral equation by the aid of which the outer gravitational field and the shape of the physical surface of the Earth may be determined. So we go through this document a little bit here. It says the methods of studying the shape of the Earth. So this is what their goal is here. They're outlining some of that. The shape of the physical surface of the Earth can be determined with sufficient reliability on the basis only of data obtained from exact measurements. Well, that goes without saying, I suppose. And let's keep going down here. Let's see. We can regard the potential of the real Earth by this equation here, apparently, as known correct to an additive constant, whatever that is, at all points of the physical surface of the Earth and only on the surface, whereas it is not determinable at all other points of space without knowledge of the shape of the Earth. So they're still trying to figure out the shape of the Earth here. But since the shape of the Earth is not known, the shape of the Earth is not known, 1948, the true coordinates of these points, B, L, and H, are unknown to us. So the Russians are having trouble figuring out the shape of the Earth in 1948. Let's look at another document here. Another declassified CIA document up here, right? They're checking out the firmament in this one. Let's go back to Acrobat. 1953 now. Geophysics light scattering, USSR. Trying to figure out how does light work in the atmosphere here. So we get down to page 19 here. It says dissertations defended in the Scientific Council of the Institute of Physics of the Earth, Institute of Physics of the Atmosphere, and Institute of Applied Geophysics, USSR, 1957. March 1957. Looks like March 23, 1957, apparently. The dissertation represents the result of many years of study of the clear daytime sky. The observations were carried out in 12 locations at various altitudes above the sea, various climatic, meteorological, and synoptic conditions. The observations were carried out mainly during high transparency of the atmosphere in the visual range of the spectrum in the absence of a snow cover. In the investigations, 2 instruments designed by V.G. Fezenkov were used. One of these was a visual photometer of the daytime sky intended for measuring the brightness of the firmament. Interesting. Trying to figure out the brightness of the firmament. Again, 1957. The dissertation contains a certain formula of the brightness of the sky, taking into consideration only the brightness of the first order, and derived, get this now, on the assumption of a flat Earth, and giving some conclusions derived on the basis of this formula. So the Russians are trying to check out the firmament based on assumptions of a flat Earth in 1957? Very interesting, huh? All right, let's see what NASA has to say. Looking at this ntrs.nasa.gov document here, dated April 17th, 1961. Go back to Acrobat, looking at this document from 1961. And it says, a trajectory simulation incorporating the above requirements is represented in Figure 8. In addition to the above requirements, this simulation assumes a vehicle with 6 degrees of freedom and aerodynamic symmetry in roll, and the missile position in space is computed relative to a flat, non-rotating Earth. So they're checking out missile position in space computed relative to a flat, non-rotating Earth. Why would you do that? If the Earth is a rotating ball, 25,000 miles in circumference, why would you do your computations based on a non-rotating flat Earth? You're going to tell me that this simplifies the math? I mean, we are actually dealing with rocket scientists here, so math's not a problem for these people. All right, let's see what else we can find. That was April 1961. This is nasa.gov again, June 1971. So let's look at that one. June 1971, a method for reducing the sensitivity of optimal nonlinear systems to parameter uncertainty, whatever that means. And we get down to about page 12 here. And it says, a numerical example problem statement. The example problem is a fixed time problem in which it is required to determine the thrust attitude program of a single stage rocket vehicle starting from rest and going to specified thermal conditions of altitude and vertical velocity, which will maximize the final horizontal velocity. The idealizing assumptions made are the following. Number 1, a point mass vehicle. Number 2, of the idealized assumptions that are being made for this example is a flat, non-rotating Earth. NASA making idealized assumptions based on a flat, non-rotating Earth? What's going on here? Let's continue. Here we have another nasa.gov document dated March 1972. March 1972, NASA Technical Memorandum determination of angles of attack and side slip from radar data, and a roll stabilized platform. Gotta love the titles, huh? Okay, abstract. Equations for angles of attack and side slip relative to both a rolling and non-rolling body access system are derived for a flight vehicle for which radar and gyroscopic attitude data are available. The method is limited, however, to application where a flat, non-rotating Earth may be assumed. All right, let's continue. That was 1972, the end of the, or right around the end of the Apollo program. So we go to NASA again, nasa.gov, December 1978. Investigation of aircraft landing in variable wind fields. Equations of motion. This comes up a lot. The two-dimensional model for aircraft motion presented in this section follows the general form developed by Frost. It accounts for both vertical and horizontal mean wind components having both time and spatial variations. The aircraft trajectory model employed in this study was derived based on the following assumptions. Number one, the Earth is flat and not rotating. That's the number one assumption. So we're going to see this over and over and over again regarding the equations of motion. They're always using it on a flat, non-rotating Earth model, which doesn't make sense if you're developing aircraft and missiles and things like that to go over a rotating ball. Why would you start off with the assumption of a non-rotating flat Earth if the real-world application is over a spinning ball? 1987 NASA technical paper, 2768, User's Manual for Linear, a Fortran program to derive linear aircraft models. Get that in Acrobat here, same document. And we'll scroll down to, I believe it was page 12 again. Program overview. Within the program, the nonlinear equations of motion include 12 states representing a rigid aircraft flying in a stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth. More diagrams, more equations. The nonlinear equations of motion used in the linearization program are general 6 degree of freedom equations representing the flight dynamics of a rigid aircraft flying in a stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth. Let's continue. That was 1987. NASA.gov, May 1988. Flight testing. Flight testing a V-STOL aircraft to identify a full envelope aerodynamic model. June 27, 1988. Day after my birthday. Page 4 of their document. For aircraft problems, the state of measurement models together represent the kinematics of a rigid body for describing motion over a flat, non-rotating Earth. All right. NASA.gov, December 1991. Aircraft model for the AIAA Controls Design Challenge. On page 11. Once again, you have the equations of motion and atmospheric model. The nonlinear equations of motion used in this model are general 6 degree of freedom equations representing the flight dynamics of a rigid aircraft flying in a stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth. You guys start to see a pattern here? NASA.gov, June 1997. Talking about the SR-71.
Did we lose the sound?
I think I muted Sheep because we had an echo early in the video, and then he couldn't unmute, so he's going out and coming back in, I would assume. I have never seen that video before. That's an excellent video.
I'll say people are waking up. I mean, just having casual conversations with just a broad cross section of humanity is exhilarating to me. I mean, people are understanding this stuff, and I mean, what's the published date on this thing that he's reading? This information has been out a long time. I mean, I'm just catching on over the last couple, 2-3 years, but I basically use flat Earth as a benchmark for the BS that's happening on Earth. Because it kind of gives away their whole control mechanism of governments, medicine, everything. It's a great barometer.
Well, really, if you take a couple of movies and mix them up between The Matrix and The Truman Show, if you just sort of use that as an operating model, you know what I mean, then a lot of things that are super complicated become very simple.
Exactly.
I mean, Z and everybody here knows how I feel about this. If you want to really change something or confuse people on a topic, you start changing names, you start changing measurements, and you make it so it's much harder to understand. I've taken a number of advanced math and physics and electronics courses, and people make things very, very complicated because they want to make them hard to comprehend so that they can be debunked.
Of course.
And that's a lot of what we do here. I look at the medical industry where no drug name is a real name for anything,
Well,
relativity and E equals M.
Yeah, the whole legalese system is all just a bunch of pig Latin, and the frequency work that I do with frequency generators. If I was a doctor and spent 8 years learning those big old huge words that mean a swollen elbow, but I don't have that catalog of knowledge. I have to look everything up, so it's taken me a bit of time, but. Yeah, and it's just like, all of the different languages. It works the same way. It's fascinating.
Yeah, the Tower of Babel story is very different in the Aquarian text than it is in the canon. So that's a great video, Sheepdog. Excellent poll. Sorry, I muted you there and didn't unmute you. Didn't mean for you to have to go out and come back in.
There we go. All right. No, that's all good. I muted myself. Appreciate it. So yeah, I found that clip there. We shared the link in the chat. I'm fixing to share it on Rumble. The Rumble chat real quick. Where are we at? Oh, there we are. Okay, here we go. Okay. A little playback there. All right, I guess we'll transition from here to go into let's talk about.
Oh, and we posted that on the wall along with the FOIA for the CIA document on the shape of the Earth.
Right. So that video's on BitChute. You'll find a lot of good stuff on BitChute.
Yeah, I haven't used BitChute forever. I mean, and that's all I ever used to use. I almost forgot about it.
Oh yeah, me too. If you can't find the
BitChute,
video on
BitChute
YouTube,
has
you
some
go to
interesting.
BitChute. Go ahead.
BitChute has some interesting stuff. There's a guy, Max Egan, is usually you can only find him on BitChute. I haven't watched Max in a while, but I used to watch him quite a bit. He's an old time truther guy.
Yeah, this link is great, Sheepdog. I mean, I always need all the help I can get, and you know, everybody wants stinking proof. Oh, okay, well, I'll tell you what. let me get in my really high flying airplane, and I'll.
Right. But it's an interesting topic for sure.
It is, and I don't know if any of you scrolling around through Facebook ever come across any other, or it's just maybe it's just my algorithm showing up, but you know these different flat Earth communities on Facebook, but 95% of the people are like bots and really mean and name calling, name calling all the time. But there is one Facebook flat Earth group that they keep more people out than they let in, and it's called Firmament Trackers. And I mean, there's some fantastic information in there.
So here we go. Let me share screen here. Share screen. All righty. We got all right. We watch this. Is this the one you wanted me to play for this morning? For educational purposes only or entertainment?
Right. Is that the last two?
So government shut down.
Government shut down. Okay.
Now they're talking. You're starting to hear, oh, well, this is the way that we can streamline the government and we can really slim it down and blah, 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 blah. That's true. But let's talk about why. So with the government shut down, it's the requirement of the executive along with the Army and the Marine Corps to make sure that the nation still functions. That also means that they can move assets without congressional approval because Congress is basically out the window. Okay. With the government shut down, the U.S. Supreme Court doesn't exist. So it moves to the U.S. Marine Corps Division Main Court, justices or judges, and the Army Judge Advocate Generals, and the Air Force Judge Advocate Generals, depending on what jurisdiction we're talking about, whether it's space or air or land or sea, commercial, right? Which really, this isn't going to be space or air. Everything's really in maritime or in federal commercial. So right now, what can happen, like what's probably going to happen, and this is going to sound a little crazy, but this is what I see. The police forces, all law enforcement, is going to get moved to Division Main, Marine Corps, and they're going to be attached to as our law enforcement mechanism, and that will
Did you lock up?
Yeah, looks like it locked up.
Earth to sheepdogs. Earth to sheepdogs.
Right?
You might have to go get your guitar there, Z.
Let it go, let it go.
Let it snow, let it snow.
Oh, don't say that. We're not ready for that white stuff. What's all that white stuff?
Yeah, I'm just ready for autumn here. That's
That white stuff comes from the cocaine cowboys. Michael Irvin. Z said he's ready for autumn.
absolutely. It's been a long, tough summer. Really not being able to grow anything. It's been really frustrating. It almost makes me feel like, because I started this stuff in 2022, growing our own food and everything, and I mean, first couple of years are just like crazy. I'm growing watermelons and lemon drop melons and cantaloupe and Santa Claus melons and Picasso melons and geez. And this year nothing grew besides all my, all my cucumbers and different things. None of that stuff grew this year. We didn't have any bees. So putting all my efforts
You
in.
have all that lovely lavender, though.
I do have a bunch of lavender, and I'm
Yeah.
not bored. I'm not bored in the least. I have plenty of all my herbs that I'm making tinctures and like lavender oils and oregano oils and just giving them to my friends.
Well, I hope you're keeping some for me. Because I'd sure like to try. I'd sure like to smell that lavender that you're growing.
Absolutely. I think I have your address, don't I? Don't I have your guys' address up there?
Yeah. I'd love some lavender and making sage sticks. So I would love to put a sprig of lavender in each sage stick. I think those two smells would be awesome. So if you give me some lavender, I will repay you with the sage stick.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's the way it was.
We could barter and trade.
I will gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm by no means bored out there, because every day it's something. I mean, I could spend all day out there if I wanted. I'm planting my whole winter stuff right now, all my lettuces and kales and spinaches and onions and garlic and just all that stuff, along with some different kinds of flowers and rosemaries and different things. And then just harvesting stuff every day and planting stuff every day. This is a really busy, fun time of year for me.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I'm coming to your house to eat this winter.
Yeah, buddy.
There he is.
Dog.
You got the power, sheep.
Facilitate the re-establishment of the American militia, which starts with the veterans. Second, and this is beautiful, transportation and transit will be taken away from the states and they will be moved into North America. And that transportation transit system will operate under the Army Corps of Engineers. So remember back in the day, like we had the Army Corps of Engineers for the bridges. Well, now the Army Corps of Engineers is going to be over our bridges, our roads, all that stuff. That's transportation. Okay. So the states and the local counties can't profit from them anymore with their buddy contractors. right? So that's going to happen. Public land and ground will be moved to judge advocate generals, and so will the probate courts. And this is the best part. Healthcare will be nationalized through the Army. EMS will be nationalized through the Army. Fire services, emergency response, emergency management, all weather, all that stuff is going to be through the Army, with the Marine Corps as the countersign. Okay, sorry, something climbed my ear. So you're talking about national health care, bye-bye medical insurance companies. See ya. It was all for profit scam anyways. All these organizations, NGOs that were sponsored by Congress, no more NGOs, not unless they're for profit. 501c3 churches, you're gone. You're a business. No more tax write-offs. No more 501c3 churches. You're going to have to become an American religious establishment, or you're going to be recognized as a business. So it's going to be the keys. The keys that they gave them the keys to the kingdom. They gave the Army and Marine Corps, along with the executive, keys to the kingdom. It's going to be a whole new nation with a whole new reality, a whole new education system. Education, university education, that's over. That's going back to the military and the veterans. The colleges for the universities will stay for profit, the way it's supposed to be. And by the way, just so everybody knows, nobody ever got a university degree. You got a college degree that was sponsored by a university. According to my background check, I have a Bachelor of Laws from the University of Florida that was issued to me, but that is a Bachelor of Laws under English common law, which is actually a university degree, not a college degree. Got it? So let's see what happens. Get your popcorn. That also means that local, state, and federal emergency services will be under military courts. Interesting. God bless. Godspeed. What's up, everybody? So I don't usually make night videos, but this has come up a couple times today, and actually over the last 2 days, and I think I need to make a video about it because I was shocked when it came up.
What's up, my people? I just want to say that I am extremely proud of you. I'm extremely proud of the white people, black people, Chinese people, the Mexican people, the Indian people. I'm proud of you all because we won. We did not do what they thought we were going to do, and that's get out in these streets and fight each other. I'm so fucking proud of y'all. Everything they have thrown at us to divide us, it's just words being passed around. Nobody's out here harming each other and population control. That's what they wanted. So pat yourself on the motherfucking back and elevate yourself because we won. Two such free bitch.
A checkmate.
Yeah, and we've known we've won for quite a few years, but we keep forgetting. And I do anyway. I keep getting pulled into the different narratives, the Charlie Kirk stuff. Everybody, I'm trying to explain to people, but why am I even trying to explain? I mean, we've won, and I knew that 5 years ago when I was awakened, and I keep getting pulled back into the stupid matrix.
No, we're all human. We all do that. But everything happens for a reason, and to that of which was done in the dark will come to light. And if you're holding up a flashlight trying to find your way through the darkness, it'll all make more sense to you. But if you're just sitting there in the dark and you're just waiting for them to tell you how to think and what to believe and what to do, then but yeah, so the distractions are there's a distraction for everybody. All right.
Yeah.
You name it, they got it.
Distractions aplenty.
There we go.
America. Hey, people keep asking, how deep does the corruption really go?
Hold on.
Well, here's the truth. What you see on the surface in government is only the tip of the iceberg. The real system runs underground. It's not just about money or power, it's about control. And the most effective way to control someone is leverage. That's why the vulnerable are always targeted. It's why scandals get buried, cases get sealed, and whistleblowers get silenced. It's not just individual bad actors. It's a structure designed to protect itself. And it doesn't stop at government. The web stretches outward into corporations, into media, into so-called charities, even into cultural institutions. Some of them provide cover, others provide money flow, and all of them benefit from silence. The public gets distracted with theater, left versus right, scandals that go nowhere. But the deeper truth is this. Exposure of the whole network would shatter trust in every major institution at once. So ask yourself, why do they work so hard to keep you distracted? Why do they spend billions shaping the narrative? Maybe because if the people ever saw the full picture, everything would change overnight. I love y'all. 903 out. Hey, we got to draw a hard line. It doesn't matter if you wear a suit, a uniform, or a crown. If you preyed on the innocent, you don't get a pass. Position, power, popularity, none of that excuses destroying a child's life. The second we start saying, well, he did some good things, so let's overlook the bad, we become part of the corruption we claim to fight against. There is no deal making with evil like that. There's no lesser of the two evils when the crime is violating innocence. Think about it. Why do they hide evidence? Why do they silence victims? Why do they bury names? Because guilt cannot stand in the light. The more they hide, the more they reveal. This isn't about left or right. This isn't about politics. This is about humanity. It's about the broken voices of those who never asked to be victims, who deserve justice no matter how powerful their abusers are. Accountability is not optional. If they were involved, if they took part in the darkness, they must face judgment, period. If we can't stand for the children, then what do we stand for at all? This isn't about tearing down someone's favorite politician. It's about building a future where no one, no matter how rich, famous, or powerful, can ever touch the innocent and walk free. Justice doesn't care about your title. It only cares about truth, and the truth will always win. I love y'all. 903 out.
Standing in the public trust. The constitutions are trust indentures created by the people, binding public servants as trustees to act only within the authority granted. No provision of the federal constitution, nor of the constitutions of the several states, grants attorneys authority to insert themselves between the people and their government.
So why they doing it?
Attorneys are not parties to the trust. They are strangers to it. By statute, they may be styled officers of the court, yet they are not constitutional officers. Their licenses are franchises of the legislatures and courts, mere privileges to practice for pay, not grants of power from the people. To rely on attorneys for instruction is to allow a hired hand to dictate the terms of the trust. Such misplaced reliance is a breach of fiduciary duty. No trustee may serve two masters. The master of every public servant is the people alone. When a judge, legislator, or executive officer heeds the arguments of attorneys to justify evading constitutional duty, he allows a third party to interfere with the highest contract, the Constitution, and commits unlawful interference with contract. Oh, Lord. Maxims of law instruct. An act of the law shall prejudice no man. Jank 21. He who intermeddles in another's affairs without authority does them at his own peril. Broom, Max 136. Attorneys intermeddle when they presume to redefine the duties of public servants. Public servants who permit it become complicit in the trespass. Let it be entered into record. The servant does not answer to the servant's servant. The trust is sacred and indivisible. Any public officer who listens to attorneys instead of to the Constitution betrays the trust and acts in private capacity, stripped of lawful immunity and liable for trespass against the people. Oh, no. Notice, public servants are hereby warned that the Council of Attorneys is no defense against breach of oath or violation of trust. To heed them in place of the Constitution is to sever yourself from lawful authority and to stand liable in your own person for every injury caused.
And there you go.
Got some good clips today, Sheep.
Just got a couple of them here. Real quick. Where are we at? Oh, about the air travel. Because of the government shutdown, we have, let me get to the article.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It just says air travel. Someone posted
Doug, I think you just muted yourself.
Go ahead.
where was
Continue. Just start over, or where did it just mute?
Yeah, you muted it on the screen, and then I didn't hear what Miss Sheepdog was explaining.
Oh, go over it again.
Okay,
Sorry
air
about that.
travel. The controllers will continue to work through the shutdown, however, they will not be paid. The National Air Traffic Controllers Association said in a statement that the shutdown will reduce the safety and efficiency of the national airspace system and erode the layers of safety that allows the flying public to arrive safely and on time to their destination.
Yeah.
During a shutdown, critically safety support staff are furloughed as support programs are suspended, making it difficult for air traffic controllers and other aviation safety professionals to perform at optimum levels.
There you go. So if the government shut down, that means you don't have to pay taxes, right? Oh, wait, that's still,
Well, the IRS is going to still be open.
well, that's because they're not a part of the government.
Right. That's right. But they're using them. There's still things that need to be done with that.
Right.
But the government is just another corporation.
Yes.
Okay. Clearfield doctrine, it only exists on paper. So we got, that's why everybody's acting as senator or congressman or acting as the president or act, right? What else do we got here? All right. So the sun, we're going to shift gears here. So the sun is your original operating system. The sun isn't just light, it's a living transmission device. The body was designed to interface with it, decoding its rays into cellular instructions for DNA repair, right? Endocrine regulation, mitochondrial energy, and immune restoration. Morning sunlight equals your daily biological upgrade. Scalar plasma waves from the solar 12 carry original base 12 eternal life codes. Photonic resonance activates your pineal and your hypothalamus and your inner plasma core. It shifts you from the streets mode into regeneration, lowering inflammation and cortisol and cellular aging. We have infrared rich dawn light, synchronize your circadian rhythm, opens higher heart stargate modes. So you don't need synthetic meds to heal, and you don't need to correct light at the correct time. You can start with 15 minutes early in the morning, first thing, no sunglasses. Breathe it in through your eyes and skin, feel the divine alchemy. Also, the sun is not optional, it's your download link. And there's a sun in your heart waiting to march to match its frequency, right? Hold on one second, I lost my screen here. For some reason, my screen keeps shutting off. Hold on. Go ahead.
I noticed this morning that there was a question asked in the chat about being outside on a cloudy day, or instead of being in the dirt, like being on the deck. And would that help? And I want to say, I feel it helps. I feel it helps, even on a cloudy day. If your plants like it outside on your deck and around your house, I think you're going to like it outside and you're going to feel better.
I agree.
It's a biological upgrade system that your body was designed to interface with. The sun is a living transmission device that reprograms your biology. Sunlight delivers scalar plasma waves from the host star Sol 12, which is our sun's original source aligned star, the light of lights, which contains original base 12 eternal life instructions for DNA repair, endocrine regulation, mitochondrial energy, and immune restoration. So your cells literally decode sunlight into cellular instructions. The sun activates your pineal gland, your hypothalamus, your inner plasma core through photonic resonance. And this shifts your body out of sympathetic stress response and into regenerative parasympathetic relaxing mode, which lowers inflammation, cortisol, and cellular aging. Sunlight reboots your divine morphogenetic field blueprint. Morning sun is infrared rich, which synchronizes your circadian biology, rebuilds your energy, and opens stargate nodes in the Azure higher heart, aligning your physical and light body systems into coherence. You don't need synthetic meds to heal. You need correct light at the correct time. So start with 15 minutes of direct early morning sun. No sunglasses necessary. Just breathe early morning sun with presence, and breathe the early morning sun rays in through your eyes and skin, and feel the divine alchemy that happens. The sun is not optional. It is your original operating system. Your body runs on source light, and the sun is the download link, and you have a sun in your heart.
This is a very…
The law was the market.
This is a very bad habit most of you have, that people that you were not on talking terms with when they were alive, the moment they die, they become so wonderful. Oh, my father was such a fantastic man. When he was alive, you couldn't stand him. So I'm saying, Life is very brief. When people are alive, whatever kind of nonsenses they have, just make the best out of it, because they will be dead or you will be dead soon. Hello? When I say soon, I'm not wishing you a quick death. I bless you with a long life, but if you're joyful, it's going to be very soon. Only if you're miserable, it's going to be very long. Yes?
Good stuff. I remember that.
Morning. The
And this one's Mr. Sheepdog's.
Those are beautiful shirts, by the way. That's so pretty. Andia
Those are
did a
nice.
beautiful, beautiful job on those.
Those raised letterings and
Yes. And for all us Leos, man, we need those shirts, huh? Love it.
those Georgia Guidestones were the Georgia Guidestones were the little kind of comms and breadcrumbs that kind of kept me going. You know, when was that? 3 years ago when those things came down? Just
Yeah.
little comms like that. Those are the kind of little things that, you know, you just feel like giving up on all this crap, and then something like that comes about, and it's like, well, okay, we're still in the game.
That's like a little victory, isn't it, Z?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
little victory. Yeah, a little taste of what it feels like. Yeah.
And the other video too earlier, the one with the guy talking about the sun, that I stopped wearing sunglasses a couple of years ago, and
I
I got real
did
blue eyes.
too. Yeah.
I got
Your
real
vision.
blue eyes. So I just always just thought to myself that I would, you know, my eyes would be real sensitive or whatever, and you know, I'll be squinting like crazy all the time. That's
Right.
just what I thought. That's just what I've been telling myself my whole life. But once I stopped wearing sunglasses, it's no big deal.
Your eyes adjust, and I
Yeah.
was under the same sort of I guess illusion. And also, you know, I would take my sunglasses off to photograph things. And so I started wearing ball caps instead. you know, so I could actually see what I'm photographing. But I agree with you. My eyes have adjusted.
So the reason that you don't wear sunglasses is because you have first of all, the sun is a photoelectric engagement. So it literally changes the frequency of your blood. We got to have that blood lady back on.
Yes.
And when you wear sunglasses, you are taking the indicator that your body uses to turn that mechanism on, which is your dermal layer. Your skin is the largest organ on your body and the largest organ of all the organs of your body. So your skin, your dermal layer, loses its ability to push the melatonin engagement that it needs to protect from the harmful sun rays and accept and revitalize your system. Vitamin D is also a photosynthetic or photosynchronized engagement with your blood that is triggered by sunlight. So when you take vitamin D because it's a deficiency, it's not really a vitamin D deficiency. It's probably
Right.
magnesium and sunlight as a combination that you really need in order to revitalize the efficacy or the power engagement, literally electrical engagement that your blood has with your cellular structure. So when you wear sunglasses, you are turning that off. You are extracurricularly limiting your body's ability to engage with the main power source. We are the first solar collectors.
Well said.
Yes, sir.
Can you say that a different way?
The sun is the only way to get vitamin D.
Stop
Okay.
wearing sunglasses. Is that direct enough?
I had to do that to you, Gan. I had to do that to you.
I could hear Mike Penny at the end of that saying, "Okay, Gandalf, can you say that in a way that we can actually understand what you said?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you say that in redneck, please?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, fond memories of that.
There's some good stuff tonight.
Yes.
So Lori Ann has it exactly right. We're electrical beings, and when you engage with the sun, you are a solar engagement. Boom. So yes, I love it.
In your bare feet. So important. I mean, because we've been so conditioned by DuPont and our sneakers for what 50, 60 years. You know, they want to just make sure that that your body is not grounded to the earth. They do everything they can. All the concrete acting as insulators rather than just true grounding.
Well, we live a separated lifestyle. We walk in non-insulated rubber-soled shoes. We live in houses that have a moisture barrier, aka a rubber barrier of some sort in most cases, or at least are separated from the ground. So you don't get your grounding there. And then if you live in a high rise, there's no way you're grounded. So grounding engagement is incredibly important. It allows your electrical system to discharge free radicals in the form of overcharged or extra charged stimulated cells. The free radical engagement is the offshoot from that. So when you ground, you are evening out the battery that is your body so that your heart may be more efficient and it can pump 100% efficiently of the electricity into your system because you're dismantling or disengaging the electrical system when you are not grounded. So we walk around not grounded. We live and sleep not grounded. So getting grounded is super duper important. I agree.
Yeah, we started using grounded fitted sheets a year and a half ago, maybe. And I don't know if I'm being scammed or not, but it basically plugs into a ground, which goes to the ground rod for your house, and so and there's, I think mine is 10% silver in the webbing of the sheet itself, but I'll tell you, when I go outside and physically would be made fun of back in the day being a tree hugger. But when I hang on to one of my pine trees or one of my palm trees outside and just hang on at night when I let ash out in the front, or we just hanging around, I physically feel that tingling. I don't feel that from my fitted sheet, though it's supposed to be grounding me while I sleep. I don't know. Jury's still out, but I know tree hugging is a good thing.
We're going to address grounding next week. I'm talking to Bert about a grounding show. I have a lot of experience in this environment. I've been working with the grounding and silver engaged clothing and other stuff for 30 years. So I actually helped and managed the patent renew for the patent holder for the grounded fitted sheet, as a matter of fact, 4 years ago. So, yeah, that's an important show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I love our grounding sheets. We have grounding products from 2 different companies, and I feel better. That's all I know. And you know, if you feel better, you do better. You have more energy. Our batteries and that restorative sleep is very important. If you're going to live an active lifestyle, and everybody's talking about all these humanitarian projects and how they're gonna feel, and helping others is you got to be in tip-top shape. So think about that restorative sleep. And also there was a video that I sent Miss Sheepdog that they played last night. The grounding lady. Don't know if any of you. I know Nadine saw it. That's very important too, and that's free.
I tried to look her up, and it just wasn't coming up properly. So if you can send
I can send it to you.
Yeah, and then I can share it on Twitter and Facebook.
Sure. I thought she was spot on. I was out today looking for spiral shaped trees, and I found more than one.
So, Sheepdog, I haven't spent a bunch of time in the. Did we lose Sheepdog? Is he still here? There he is. I haven't spent a lot of time in the morning chat. I have a bunch of chores that I have to do every day, and I'm not on Instagram. So, what's the pervasive line that the waking up people are getting to regarding what's happening with the government? Because in my opinion, we are edging very close to, if you want to follow the Q logic, the military is the only way, because we've got to revert from our criminal maritime law infrastructure. Are people getting that? Do you think we're nearing a tipping point where enough people are going to stand up that the 1% can't pull their shenanigans anymore?
Is he on mute?
He is not, but he was trying to figure out why his computer screen kept going dark. So, little technical difficulties.
Sounds like he needs an IT guy.
Oh, yeah, he's been in and out quite a few times, so he's having some.
Yeah.
Are you flipping breakers tonight, Sheep?
No,
I don't know what it is.
it got muted somehow, but
No, you weren't muted on this end.
we were talking.
Yeah, I can see the thing around my picture was going off. Was moving.
Yeah, but if you're in your studio, I don't see that. because we're in the other studio.
Yeah.
That may be why.
Yeah, so people are getting it in a hard way. Some of them, but people are realizing the left versus right narrative is nothing but division. So you bring the red and the blue together, you get purple. So they're calling it a purple revolution.
That's right. And like he said, the government shut down and the military's taken over all the branches of the government, including hospitals, schools, everything.
Yeah, like you said, it kind of lines up with the drops, right? Military's on the way. But yeah, for the most part, I believe so. I don't know and now if you pick the team, then you're probably still struggling and fighting each other and um, pissing in the wind. But other than that,
Well, I think, in my opinion, and in my experience, that it's really about your worldview. If you're, and you made comment about this, if you're still stuck in the red versus blue, that's two wings from the same bird, and they lives in DC. DC has to be dismantled. We have to get back to a common law engagement, and that's really the bottom line of whether or not we're winning here. But I'm also interested in what points are waking people up. That video that I opened up with about what our realm is. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's a medical engagement. Maybe it's having a smaller amount of trust in the MSM. It's hopefully zero. I know that you deal with this changing tide of the news narrative, the narrative war that we're in the mornings, and I wish I had time to engage with that. I really do. I just, my mornings are socked, so I've got too many animals to take care of. I'm interested as to sort of what the highlights are. What's the thing that's waking the people up? Because the narrative war is moving really fast, man. We went from the Kirk incident to the Tylenol thing, snapping heads fast. So
The digital ID they're saying is coming here next.
Virgil, they're about digital ID.
It's going to be probably introduced, right? And
and then we tell them to.
Yeah, we have to tell them no.
We tell them to go
we
pound
want
sand.
constitutional sound money, right? That just like the UK's doing.
Well, there's multiple different things that are waking people up. It's not just one issue. I wish there could be one issue, or we would just talk about that one issue. But each and every person has their own thing that wakes them up. Now, like for instance, the younger crowd, TikTok. You start messing with TikTok, you're going to wake up the younger crowd, and they're going to realize that, there are influencers on there that get paid from foreign nations to try to push a certain narrative, right? So that's waking people up. I don't know, the government shutdown, which rarely what ever happens. That's another thing. So it's everyone. Some. What was that post earlier? The guy, he got pissed off. Trump backed Talmud.
Oh yeah, they threw all their gear
But what was
away
the point? What would he do it for?
because he said that his connection with the Talmud.
So Trump's connection with the Talmud pushed some MAGA people over. I mean, everybody's different.
It
I
was
mean,
all in the trash can.
yeah. So he threw away his MAGA hat over that Talmud connection. I was like,
No,
damn,
100 pieces.
100 hats. Or what?
Different
What'd you say?
gear,
Huh?
different gear, t-shirts.
Oh, anyways, the point is everyone has their own different thing. There's not one size fits all. Wake up, red pill. It's everyone has their own thing.
Yeah, and Sheepdog, did you see today on Twitter somebody said that that social media influencers were getting $7,000 per post?
Yeah, that's a lot of money. What would you do about 4 or 5 posts? Do about 4 or 5 posts a day and then call it quits? Like what the hell?
I know, right?
One post in the morning, go to the golf course, and then go to eat a steak dinner. That'd probably be my rotation. And I'd hire a ranch hand.
He was making like I forgot how much it was, like 100,000.
Oh, I don't know, man.
That's crazy.
Until you start asking questions, then that money goes bye-bye.
Right.
You'll get CK'd.
Right.
You take that money, that's it. You got a total line. There ain't no coming out of that one contract.
People that aren't even paying attention to the whole thing or probably think CK got killed because he ate too much Tylenol. You know, it went that fast.
Right. Exactly.
I didn't hear that one, but that's a good one.
People are
A conspiracy
studying that one.
theorist.
Well, they're still decoding the JFK assassination too.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure by next week you'll be able to get a DUI for too much Tylenol. I'm pretty sure that's coming out.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm going to start selling mine on the black market then.
Right.
how much you got, man?
I mean, I can't say that live now, Z.
We'll trade you for some lavender.
I don't need no what's that red flag
The
sent to my
DEA.
house for the
The DEA comes in.
yeah.
Well, all this information coming in from all these different areas, like Sheep was just saying, it's you know, you got the TikTok, you got the there's so many. I said it at the beginning of the year 2025. I told Marcy, I said the word of this year is going to be compartmentalization. And now, and we're just getting into October now. It's decompartmentalization. Everything is they're giving us. People are waking up in so many different demographics of life that I was talking to a kid. We shop at Winco, and there's a kid who is working his way up. He's a real great kid, and he's 21 years old. And we started just chatting about whatever. And like I said, you know, before you know it, it's flat Earth, and everybody's talking about it doesn't matter. Everybody's waking up in so many different areas, and I'm always curious as to where they're finding their information. And because, like we were talking a little while ago, BitChute used to be really the only thing that I used to watch. It was BitSlide, actually, and yeah, because everybody had so many problems with YouTube, and so it was. But you guys are on YouTube now, aren't you? Didn't that link bird have a YouTube link to it?
Yes, the sheepdogs have a channel on YouTube. And what's interesting now that you're bringing up YouTube is back in the day when we used to go to the store and I would be listening to a video in the car through the canyon, it would cut out. Like the YouTube would cut out where there was no towers, my husband says. In the last 4 trips that we have taken over and back, YouTube is now covering the canyon. I'm getting signal through the canyon. So I feel like YouTube is either growing or something has shifted. Because for the longest times it would just go out. Even if I downloaded the video before the trip, it would still cut out on me. So for some reason their coverage is expanded, I feel like.
I think Durandal needs to find a new canyon so he can get 20 minutes of driving peace.
Ha ha ha.
I tell you, I used to love that half hour of drive time in the morning. I used to love that. Get to the job, and you can focus and think about the day ahead and just just that was a wonderful thing.
Well, they say silence is golden, but duct tape is silver.
The serial killer's motto.
Don't get me started, guys.
What else you
That's
got for us,
hilarious.
sheepdog? Durandal and I'll just start telling dad jokes pretty quickly.
Those about forgiveness, but not for them, for you. Like to hear it? Here it goes, because there is, and I made it right here. Get ready. It's a beautiful song. It's going to empower you. It's going to show you what forgiveness is all about. And it's not what you think.
I carried the weight, I carried the fire, stories of pain that never expired, but holding it tight was breaking me down. Now I lay low, I turned it around. I forgive you for me, to set me free. Drop the anchors and live my life at ease. No more shadows, only clarity. I forgive you for me. I forgive you for me, to set me free. Drop the anchors and live my life at ease. No more shadows, only clarity. I forgive you for me. The hook is gone, the tether untied, the burden falls, the storm subsides. Love is my voice, compassion my guide. I stand in the light with open eyes. I forgive you for me, to set me free. Drop the anchor and live my life at ease. No more shadows, only clarity. Every lesson made me strong. Every scar became a song. I rise, I shine. I now belong to love that's been here all along. I forgive you all, to set me free. Drop the anchors and live my life at ease. No more shadows, only clarity. I forgive you for me. I release the heavy weight. Peace goes into my being. The shadows dissolve, the later. I rise and hold, there's nothing missing. To set me free, drop the anchors and live my life at ease. No more shadows, only clarity. I forgive you for me. I release the heavy weight. Peace flows into my being.
Yes, yes, yes. Forgive them for you. Drop the anchors, unhook everything. That's what forgiveness is about. Okay? It's about you. You hold on to all these things till the end of times, and it's only anchoring you down, keeping you low vibration. We're here about high vibrations, good vibes, tribe. Link is in the bio. Songs coming out on Spotify and all that good stuff. However, if you want to get it on an MP,
That was a beautiful song.
That was incredible. I felt that in my hands. So I'm doing a side search here on hand chakras. I'm feeling it in the center of my palms. That was beautiful. Thank you for playing that.
I spent about 20 years working with homeless veterans on the streets of Orlando, getting them off the streets in a strong life position. You know, you heal the man, you heal the man, you heal the man, you heal the family, you heal the family, you heal the community. So that this is a progressive conversation, and the lowest common denominator to the reason why a homeless veteran was on the street. There are many indicators, lots of different things that he might blame for that, but it was really forgiveness that was at the center of that healing. And it was usually forgiving himself for the atrocious things that he had been adjacent to, had done, or had been in support of, and in all under flag and country. So forgiveness is the pivot to unlocking a love frequency. If you are harboring hate, then it's my mother used to say, it's if you're hating, and it's like, okay, how do you forgive what was done to them though? Okay, that's not our job, Morgan. We are conduits for a forgiveness structure by engaging with others with a biofield, which is a hug and a caring touch and a supportive voice. But the judgment is not ours. We are not in the judgment seat, not in the construct that we're taught in classic religion. But the harboring of hate and judgment with another is a burden for yourself. And Christ addresses this by saying, I have a light burden and I would love to trade you. So was what I used to do with the veterans on the street that I was getting off the streets. I'd say, okay, I want you to look at that thing, whatever that thought is, whatever that emotion is, whatever that broken heart is, and I want you to put it in a basket. This is an eyes closed meditation, prayer meditation. And then you walk to the foot of the cross and you put it down. And because the light burden that Christ gives us is no burden. It's an air biscuit. You put down the heavy thing and you are completely unburdened from that. But you have to walk away from it and make a commitment. So if you run into that person that you think wronged you, and that's yourself first in most ways. You run into yourself in a situation and your anger leads you to be someone that you're not. That frustration, that burden of guilt that you hold against yourself is the first level of forgiveness. And if you can achieve that, even in a small way, your entire life will change. You'll start forgiving yourself. And forgiving yourself for the worst thing you've ever done, and you know what that is in your heart of hearts. Forgiving yourself first will allow you to forgive others. It's a cascading process. End of sermon. End of sermon.
And with that, we can close. Hope everybody had a good day today. We look forward to tomorrow, bright and early. We're going to do it again.
Do it again.
And then we're going to do it again. And then do it again. Then do it again.
You can do it.
You can do it.
All night long.
God bless you, friends.
Love and light.
Love and light.
Yeah, have a fun night, everybody.
Love y'all.
Roar!
Who let the dogs out?
and proud.